Meg, you don't mind taking
Nope, I don't.
notes? Okay, awesome. On my agenda, the first couple things I had were warrants and reimbursements, but there actually aren't any because I've stayed on top of deposits and any payments. But I will go over the stuff that I made for deposits over the past, 2 months. The first one was January fitness payments, and then also the December and January half-day payments. Then same for February, half-day payments, and the March 6th deposit was, I believe, February and part of January for fitness and half-day. So, quite a few. It's actually pretty good. And then a couple bills I paid out, Julie Lee, $460, Amazon, which was actually from December, but I didn't process it properly in December, so Amy reminded me of that. It was something she had ordered, so we hadn't put it through as a payment. And then counselor payroll for January and February, and then we'll have another one coming up for March. But that was it.
Nice.
Peg, I put you on beginning, so we can discuss
Storage.
stuff. Yeah. So Peg is here because she's kind enough to vouch for us in regards to finding a place to store our crap.
Yes.
I sent her a couple pictures today of the bins and all the stuff we have, supplies in the various different places, so she has an idea of how much space we actually need. So she's working on that, but take it away.
So we're gonna look to see what we have for bins, because there's been clean out downstairs, so might have some extra bins
That'd be
for
great.
you.
Yeah.
For that, and mulling around a couple ideas of where to put it. I'll go to the board on your behalf. I'll go to the other person on the board.
Oh God, you poor thing.
Well, we figured that the way to do something that we don't agree on is rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Okay.
It's the best way
Oh boy.
to figure it out. Is there anything that you're not using now or over the next few months that can be stored? Like, are there any winter things, fall things, or now that it's summer, everything just kind of blends into
Yeah,
one?
so the main bins that I utilize, we've been using for the half-day program, so I
Okay.
would say there would be 2 bins worth of stuff for
Yep.
that. Which I don't mind having that easy to get to,
Yep.
with me
Yep.
now or with Meg, but, I mean, the popcorn machine is, it's
And-
kind of mine, but Rex, we use it for everything, so, that I'm fine with keeping in my house, but
Okay.
I have the couple bins of sweatshirts.
Yep.
Those I could keep somewhere, and then when people, I'm
Yep.
hoping to get rid of all of them at the fishing derby. That is my goal.
Ooh,
I'm gonna bring them down there, cause
Okay.
most of the ones I have left are
kids.
kid size.
Alright.
So I'm
Oh, yeah,
thinking of
yeah.
doing a table or something there, to get rid of them. But I'm trying to think what else.
All
I mean,
this-
probably the stuff that is, at my office.
Well, at first I saw skis in the picture and went, psych!
Oh, that was just next to.
Well, I know, but I'm like, wow, I'm like, they ski? Rex skis?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
No.
All right, we'll get an idea of that, and we'll put it in a spot where all of you can get to it, because I'm assuming all 3 of you would need
Yeah.
access.
Yeah.
All right. And as I said to you, I know nothing will happen, but I'm just concerned that if something happens and it's your popcorn machine and it breaks, the town can't do anything because it's not under that, or if you have a flood somewhere and all your
Decorations or
thank you.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
are trashed.
Sure,
You know, at least if we have an idea of what's there, we can put an approximate value.
Okay.
Because we do have items stored at a private residence that the town covers in event of
Oh, okay, gotcha.
fire.
Sure.
So we want to make sure that you guys, if something happens, that you're not out money and you're starting from scratch
Yeah.
again.
I mean, it'd kind of be nice to have bins and actually go through stuff. I feel like when things transitioned to my house, we kind of did that. We got rid of stuff that we weren't using or that was done,
Okay.
like decorations and stuff.
All right.
We can kind of keep better track of what we actually have.
So what I'll do for timing, once I find out about the bins, right now it's kind of budget hell.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay.
We put the FU back in fun. Max, you can scrub that from the tape. But I'm thinking probably late April, the budget should be settled so then I can go back to the board. And really, you guys are the only ones that need space. You know, other departments have said we need a cabinet. Too much. My response is, have you cleaned out the old one?
Yeah, we definitely need more than a cabinet, that's for sure.
Correct. And I'm thinking, as I was telling Felicia, probably, I mean, obviously, you don't want to stack high.
Yeah.
So that for fear of, but I'm thinking maybe 10 feet wide. Yeah, 10 feet wide, 5 feet long. If everything's in bins,
Yeah.
then it shouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I mean, the speakers, that's a big item. That's one big item that was donated this year. I'm trying to think what else is big.
And we'll put it in a place where it's locked. You know, as you said, I just don't want to put it in that little vestibule over there where someone goes,
Ooh, what's all this
oh,
stuff?
looky what this is.
Yeah, right.
And it gets legs and strolls out the door. Okay. All right. And with your decorations, as you use them, they replenish, correct? So you're still going to need, so it's
Yeah.
not like a one and done type of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
some of the stuff is, I feel like it's done
Okay.
after a season, but
It's
If you
gonna-
reserved like a bin for Christmas, a bin for fall,
yeah,
then
yeah,
you could
Easter,
just
that kind of
rotate
stuff. Like I
or
know one of the
whatever,
bins
yeah.
has like the costume and the other
Yeah.
Easter decorations we have.
Mhm.
I feel like Christmas stuff, we don't really have a lot of stuff.
Are you going to do?
Besides what you had,
Yeah. Are you going to do the Easter egg hunt? I think we still have like a crap ton of
Yes.
eggs around in the building somewhere that we filled one year for you. I don't know if you were on the board. I think it was Jackie Marshall. That
that was a
whole
long time ago.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, Goody had given us a huge barrel of them. But
Okay.
the issue is, it's like,
Where do you put them?
afterwards, everyone's like, well, where do you want me to put them? And I'm like, I guess you could put them back in here, but it's like more of a project to put them back together than.
Yes, it is.
Although, a couple years ago, I had all the kids on the playground helping me do it. It actually
Aw.
worked out.
Okay.
But matching them up, I mean, honestly, they're so cheap nowadays. You
Yeah,
can get so
yeah.
many for like a couple bucks.
Okay.
I try to pawn them off on the parents, but they always seem to be like, no, you can take them.
Yeah, yeah.
Please, just take them
Okay.
away.
All right. So yeah, I think that we should be good there. As I said, there's a couple spots that I have in mind for that.
If I come across anything else too, I'll share it with you. There
Mhm.
could be something else in my basement that I've completely forgotten about.
Well, that's just it. I mean, and I want, both other ladies to have access to it. So in the
Yeah.
event you win a trip and you're off, they're like, oh, Peg, we need a key.
Well, and I feel like if everything was in one place, I wouldn't forget about, these decorations or those decorations, because I feel like that happened in the fall. I came across other fall decorations after we had already decorated the gazebo, and I was like, ugh,
Okay.
darn it.
All right. Yeah, let me know. I'll write up the stuff. And as I say, I will, while I'm still chair, I will put it on an agenda item in April.
Okay, awesome.
And then we can get stuff quickie speedy
What was
moved.
the verdict with the Legion building?
I think they're going to sell it to Habitat to Humanity.
Jesus. Okay.
You don't want the building.
Yeah, but what are they gonna do with it?
Make it into a house.
Oh.
Make it into a house. So they'll turn it into, they've done that with other buildings like that where they're able to convert it and almost make like a tiny house for
Oh.
low income.
Okay.
That so you still maintain the structure of the building and kind of still have the history behind it, but you're looking at sewer, you're looking at water, you're looking at
None of that is there?
it's there, but hasn't been turned on in about 8,000 years, and so you have no idea.
Did the building person try to do any of that, or they just looked at the building and?
just looked at, I mean, they did go in, there was mold in there were critters in there, you know,
course.
the mold went away a couple
What
years
road
ago,
is
but
this?
where it's been,
Lincoln Road,
you miss it, so Lincoln Road,
going
Um,
to Tohoto, Boylston Road, you know, there's that sharp right when you're
Mhm.
going up the hill. It's just like 3 houses on the
Yeah.
road. It's right there on the left. It's
Yeah.
a really cute building.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
it stinks that it's gotten to this point, but
years of
Bummer.
neglect, I mean, they shut the heat off in it, because obviously why you're gonna heat
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
vacant building. Electricity, they'll probably have to redo the whole thing, who knows
Mhm.
what critter has
Plus you
had
have
a
to bring everything
snack,
up to code.
correct.
Right.
yeah, that's the problem.
And it
Big
used
problem.
to, so where the building was here, there used to be, shows you my age, we'd go to Girl Scouts there,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a driveway.
Yeah, I thought there was like a horseshoe there, right? Yeah.
Now when you go by, it's all grass,
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's a beautiful lawn, actually.
'cause no
Really
one,
nice.
No one's, yeah.
and it's too small, it's only 0.74 acres, so you couldn't say, hey, do you want this lot, I'll buy it from you. You can't, cause you need
Can't.
2 acres in town.
Yeah,
So that's kind of how you can say here, Habitat,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's on Carter Street.
yeah, you know, here, Habitat for Humanity,
Mhm.
take this. I'm hopeful that once the bunkhouse is built, that all the equipment that's downstairs, probably like right below us, will go up there, so then that will make, you know, whatever you guys decide to do, like another office or something like that, but
Okay. That'd be awesome.
we gotta wait for the bunkhouse, to be built, but they're on track and chug-a-lugging along,
Yeah,
so.
I feel like those guys have, every time I come here, they're here. It's good.
Assabette's here every day.
That's awesome.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Cool.
I gotcha.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to my seat now.
Alrighty. Next agenda thing is, we're already, I feel like we just closed South Commons and
I
now
know.
we're opening South Commons
Mhm.
again. So, the process for that, we do officially have a signed contract with Diamond Athletics for the fields, which is awesome. Greg Tatnall from soccer was gonna reach out to him to see what his game plan was, to start like his treatment for the spring, because on the quote he sent us, it was like March, April, he would do like a fertilize. But the issue with down there is they can only do it certain times because the kids are there. So it's really like April vacation is basically what he needs to shoot for, but we need to make sure he knows when that is and he does it
Mhm.
then, so we're not way behind. So we'll be in contact with him, and then I need to call McHugh for trash, and then, what am I forgetting? Oh, the porta potties, which we have all the quotes and everything from them, so that should be pretty easy.
What about the pickleball nets?
They're there,
They're there already?
they didn't leave,
Oh, they never left?
thankfully they're fine.
Oh,
I
good.
went and checked on
We were
them.
just saying that
Yeah.
at
Oh,
the half
good.
day, yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, there are people out there,
And
they
pickleball
survived.
is being played, I just signed up
Yeah.
for like the listserv, so.
Oh,
If
Oh.
anyone's free at 1:00 on Sunday, I'll be down there.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
I had a resident, I think, reach out to me about, you know, if we had a web, not a website, but an app.
Yep.
So if you have one that
I
you
do.
use, will you share it with me so I can?
course I will.
I'll email it to her.
Yep.
I said I'll reach out to the people that I know play there, but I couldn't remember the Bolton people, with the app that
Mhm.
they use.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to get her in contact with somebody. And then
We should put that on the Facebook page too,
yes, good call.
cause then.
Do you know the other one that the Bolton players use? The
I
app?
don't.
My husband might.
Oh yeah, he plays with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
See
playing
if
with
you
them
can
over
get
the
the
summer
info.
every morning, so let me see if he can get that one.
Yeah.
And I
The
can send it
one,
to you.
The app that they want is called Team Reach, Team Space Reach. Just go to the Google Store, App Store,
Oh, I feel like that's
download
the
it.
one that the Bolton.
And there's a code, there's a code for Berlin. It's 01503 letter L,
Okay.
and then you just put your name in, and the calendar goes bloop and shows you all the dates and times, and then you just go over and go, add me.
Oh,
Mhm.
so
then
when
you're
you
on the
do that,
list.
do you see anything else for town, or just
It's just PB,
And
it's just pickleball.
what's it, Team what?
Team Reach.
Team Reach?
Okay.
So here's your app for Team Reach.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then just go to Berlin Pickleball and you put in the code. And then there's a bunch of comments that people have put in, and you go to the calendar
Oh, okay.
and it will tell you. And then
Oh,
you can
that's
pick your
great.
time.
That's awesome.
And does it tell you how many people are signed up?
Yes, so
Okay.
like I signed up for Sunday, and so far it's just me.
Just you, yeah, that's
Um,
what Rich said, he can
But it will,
see
Okay.
how many people are there, and if
Well, that's
there's
cool.
an even odd amount,
Yep.
sometimes he would sign up, so there'd be an even amount.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, so
That's
Team
awesome.
Reach.
Okay, Team Reach.
All right, nice.
And right now, they're just mainly booked, it looks like at 1 o'clock, but I'm thinking where it's lighter later,
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
that they'll be,
Yeah, it actually didn't, I saw a couple groups at like pickup time
Yeah.
at school, and it didn't seem like the usual group. It was
Yeah.
like a big mix of people, so.
yeah, there's like 200 people on the list, so I'm thinking that 219. So I'm thinking that they're probably not all Berlin,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
so it's just who's ever on there that has signed up, probably for every group possible to go play PB.
Oh, that's
maybe I'll reach out to
cool.
that guy, what's his name, Tom Starr, is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta remember that.
Yep, Tom
I
Starr.
think I have his email somewhere. Okay. So, I mean, it's the middle of March now. You guys think we're good with just doing like, I think Monday is March 31st. You think if I can schedule that stuff to be dropped then?
Yeah.
Because I talked to Greg and he said soccer's practices are starting like that week. But games don't start till the 12th of April.
Mm.
But I feel like we should make sure everything is
Mhm.
good down there by then.
Because baseball is probably starting the same.
Yeah, same time.
Same time.
Yeah, like practices and stuff. And then I worry now because I noticed that there was a trash barrel down at the pickleball court, but it's like almost full.
Mm.
And I don't have anybody emptying anything at the moment. And I noticed that over by the playground,
Yeah, there's one too.
but there's no barrel in it. People are just throwing it in the
Oh, no.
enclosure, and I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
But it, like, we don't normally keep stuff there, and I
Right.
don't know why people don't take the trash.
Right.
But, I mean, maybe for next year when we close it down, we should get signage that's like, bring in, take out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of common sense.
Or
but
put
not
some
everybody.
kind of like a
Cover.
sport. Yeah, some kind of cover to just, they
Yeah,
can't.
I didn't even think of that.
I mean, they could pick it up obviously, but they couldn't really just toss it in there.
I feel like in the past, the barrels that we had, because it wasn't through a company, they just kind of stayed there and
Yeah.
had a cover.
Yeah.
But I guess I probably should have put one of those down there, but oh well. We'll figure it out. Somebody can take a trip to the dump for one day. Or maybe I can con McDew into removing
Mhm.
that
What's
crappy
there,
trash receptacle and
yeah.
um,
Given
taking what's in it.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Okay, what else for down there?
So they'll just start treating the fields.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Nice. And then
He
that
put
way
some.
they'll
He
just do
put
it all.
dormant seed down in the fall, so let's hope we get some more rain. I
Mhm.
mean, now that this ice is gone, and it
Mhm.
will, something will grow. I mean, was it last year that we ran into the same problem, where we didn't play on the fields? We
I
didn't
don't
play
know.
on the front fields for like the first 2 or 3 weeks of soccer, and a good amount of grass grew in that time. But it wasn't until after in the summer when they put the weed killer down.
And then it was so dry
It killed everything,
too. Yeah.
because it was weeds growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had no rain. So hopefully it'll have the chance to grow something.
know.
But I think the plan is to stay on the backfields again. They're gonna put like a 5-6 field behind the school and a 3-4 field behind the school.
Oh yeah.
And then put multiple 1-2 fields on the big field in the back, the 7-8 field. So we're gonna try and not use the front, I think,
Yeah. That would
as
be a good
long
idea.
as we can.
Yeah.
And I know that John has been talking to Kristen. I didn't check in with him, he just went away on vacation, but I know he met with Kristen in regard to the project, the renovation project, so I don't know where they're at with that, but I'm sure he'll keep me posted.
Mm.
Okay, so besides the fields, one thing I wanted to touch on while we're talking about that area is, I've had a couple people reach out to me to use the fields, a baseball team. I had another, I've had some older boys reaching out to me to use the basketball court in the gym and outside, which outside obviously is fine, but if they wanted to do like an organized something that we needed to kind of reserve it,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of another story. So I feel like something we need to think about is like usage fees. And I printed, I think it was, I don't know if it's Boylston or Clinton. Clinton. I had printed this a while ago. But this is kind of like, they're a little more particular, like with rental fees and security deposits and things like that. Like we don't have the simplicity of just going online and making a payment yet, so I think that's kind of asking a lot. But I thought maybe we could use this as a framework for like ideas of how much it would cost if
Mhm.
somebody reached out and was like, hey, I want to use the playground or something for a party, or I want to use the gazebo and reserve it. I mean, I don't think this is going to happen very often, but I think the pickleball, the gym, and the basketball courts are going to be big things. And I know in the past they had some AAU baseball teams that were renting the fields for a decent amount of money, which would be awesome. Because I feel like the baseball field, the newer baseball field, is probably the best field that's down there. They do a good job. And Diamond, who's doing all the fields, has been who maintained that field. So if the rest of the fields look like that,
Yeah,
But
yeah,
spring
right,
will
then
be
that will
golden.
be great.
um,
Oh my gosh.
but I don't know. So
nice.
with the gym, I talked to Hillside in Boylston, and I asked, how much do you guys charge for a rental of the gym? And they said $25 an hour for a resident and
Mhm.
$45 an hour for a non-resident.
Mhm.
So I figured that, I mean, that
pretty
seems
reasonable,
fair
yeah.
if we can kind of like go off of that. But I have to talk to Kristen because I don't know if a contract has to be signed, if it's a recurring thing. Each time it's been
Right.
like like other basketball players were there and parents were there, so it was kind of a
Right, and then do we have to
Right,
have
we have-
anyone there?
Yeah, I was gonna say to
To
open
open,
it,
to
to
Yes.
close it. and
yeah. That was
everything,
that was my main issue because obviously it's the school also, so
Right.
John needs to be
yeah,
know, in
assured
the
that
know of
somebody's
what's
gonna-
happening.
yeah.
Mhm.
and knowing that an adult's going to be there
Okay,
or somebody's going to be there.
and do you need any kind of security or anything?
You'd have to pay janitor fees.
That's what it was.
I guess it
knew
would
there was
depend
some
on.
fee.
I guess it would depend on what it is, like
What's the
how
janitor
long,
fee?
I
recurring.
forget what it is, but it's an overtime rate.
So
on the
you'd have to
weekends.
price it so that it covers the janitor rate
Yeah, that's true.
and make some.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll actually get. Like I heard that an AAU basketball team is supposed to be using it for practices, but they didn't go through me, so I'm assuming they went through John. But I mean, I'm fine with that. It's just after hours, so I was like, I just want to be on the calendar so I know, like, you know, this basketball practice can't be happening at the same time as this
Right.
Right.
basketball practice. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'll look at like Northborough and stuff too and see what some of their fees are to
Mhm.
reserve stuff, just to give us a better idea. And then ask Kristen like what I actually have to have people sign if we were to lock in with somebody.
Mhm.
What else? I think that's it for down there that I can think of.
We gotta clean up the decorations that are left.
Oh God, those are all going in the trash.
I
I'm
drove
literally
by the
waiting.
other
I'm
day,
literally
like,
waiting for the trash barrels to come back.
Yeah, right, to just load up the.
I know.
Can we have a town bonfire and just throw that?
I know. Everything in the bonfire.
Just throw that in there.
I know. I was thinking of putting something down there for decorations for the spring, like I usually do. Maybe I'll look into that next week. Normally, when we open up, like for soccer and stuff, I try
Right,
to put
right.
something down there, liven it up a little bit. Oh, the other thing I forgot. I don't know if anybody's going to do the snack shack again. I mean, I refuse to run that, but
Yeah,
it
weren't
was
they doing
fifth
it for-
grade
Yeah.
for fundraising for Nature's Classroom, which is great. But I don't know if anybody's interested in doing it, so I'm going to reach out to the mom. That was
Yeah,
kind of
Amy, I think. it
Amy,
is.
yeah. I'm gonna see if
did
she was
link to, yeah.
interested in doing it. Oh, you know what? She's probably not going to be because her daughter's not playing soccer. Her
Mhm.
son is, I think,
Oh,
but her daughter is not.
is her daughter the one that's in fifth grade
Yeah.
now? So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
if she's
maybe.
not doing soccer,
maybe.
she can
Yeah.
run it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
You
All right.
never know.
I'm gonna write that down before I forget. I feel like it's the same
Yeah, it's
families
between,
that are
like,
utilizing
25,
it.
yeah.
That's good.
Like 25 to 30
Yeah.
each time, but it's been good. And the plan was not to make money, but I feel like we have made money off of it, which is great. I think there are two. Did we confirm this? Are there two more?
We said one, but
It's definitely April. There's definitely one in
Yeah.
April.
yeah, you
I
said
don't
the
know if
ninth,
there's
I
one in
think.
May. Let's hope not.
And aren't they? And then next year they're not doing half days
No.
anymore. Now they're
No,
gonna go back
I
to the
made
full
sure when I
days.
met with the superintendent that I brought this point up. I'm like, this is insane. Like, it's
Yeah.
just crazy.
It's
Or do
too
it on a
many-
Friday
Right.
or
right,
a Monday,
Right.
like
right.
where we
not
have a
in
long
the middle
weekend.
of the week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he figured that out.
And it's also just how many. I mean, it's like there's like one a month. When you
Yeah,
just
and I
have
feel like
one-
one's over, I'm like, oh crap, I need to do registration
yeah,
for the next
it's
one.
Crazy.
I don't think it's as bad here, but in Boylston, I mean, they have like 60 kids. They have a lot more
Mm.
parents that rely on that after-school
Mm.
program every
Yeah.
single day. They have, I think it's like 70 kids every day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. So, I mean, it's great for them,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they're
yeah.
making money, but they have way more counselors. They have to
Yeah.
deal with way more scheduling. Pam over there is wonderful, but I feel bad for her.
Yeah. That's
So
a
they're
lot.
not gonna do half days next year, they're gonna do
No,
full
they'll
day?
just do a full day off. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Then a Friday or a Monday would be great.
Right.
it
Right.
would be amazing. Yeah.
Not for the teacher.
I think they were trying something, like there was some study saying that
Yeah.
the half days with the PD is better for the
I feel like I
teachers or
remember you
something,
guys
but I
saying
feel
that,
like
yeah.
like they get to Boylston at
And-
1 and then they're back at 3:30.
Right.
Like,
And
it
then they
seems
do it
nothing.
like the week before a vacation.
Yeah.
So then it's like you have this half day in the
Yeah.
middle of the week, and then 2 days later they go on vacation for a week.
Yeah,
It's
silly,
like kind of.
silly. Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't think they thought that through, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
We've survived.
Yep,
We're
and
making it.
they've been, and it's nice. I mean, now the weather is going to be nicer, so it's like next
And the
time.
kids actually really like it, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, I'm
sounds
surprised
like
at some
fun.
of the older kids that keep coming. I mean, they may not have a choice, but some of them are
Right.
like last minute
Well, and
signups. Makes me think they
yeah,
want
and
to
like
come.
Last time with Julie, there were a couple of them that was like, "Oh, can I help with this, or can I run a bingo, or can I do?"
Yeah,
it's like,
they're all
"Oh,
about it. Yeah, they
okay,
wanna be like
sure."
Junior counselors,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Okay, so that one's good. All right, project updates. So I reached out to Bob Holmes, who's going to help me with the pavilion and the playground stuff. I have been in contact with the gentleman from Ultiplay that I've been talking to for like 2 years about playground design. He's awesome. He sent me, we had an original design that was gonna be too much money over our budget. And we were trying to finagle it to see if we could remove some of the rubber floor or remove like the smaller different playground items that we had. And I was like, you know what? I don't wanna like make the playground awful just to fit in the budget. So I kinda like revamped it and looked at it a different way, more of like a younger kid approach. Cause we have the big playground at the school. I'm not a fan of the super high playground, that's just me. I know that the big kids like it, but I think the use of this playground is more like,
The younger
2-year-old
siblings of all the
yeah,
soccer and baseball
2-year-old to
players.
8-year-old. I mean, even my older daughter will play on it, but
Mhm.
I think she would be fine if it's not, 10 feet high.
Mhm.
It's fine. So I had him, he really put this together super fast for me, but this was a playground that right now is on a promotion, so it's much cheaper than the original one that we had picked. I added a couple like freestanding things, but you guys can look at it just to see. I mean, I think it's awesome, but I don't want this playground to not look like an improvement from the
Mhm.
playground we have, so I was trying to.
Oh, this is cute.
Mm.
It has more
Little-
slides,
little
like I was
house.
thinking the one we have now has 2 slides.
Uh-huh.
I like the height of it, and I like that, you know how the kids now, Meg, they run from like one side to the other?
Yeah.
This is like a hard floor, so
Right.
it's not the bridge, so they're not
Right.
gonna
Yep. Yep.
fall down.
Bump all around. Yeah.
But I thought there was a
That
bunch of
looks
stuff
good.
to do.
Are these already there, or is that included?
No, those would be
Added.
added,
Okay.
yep.
I like it, it's cute.
And then there's some climbing structure, that thing that
Oh,
I
yep,
put
that's
for the
cool, yeah.
bigger kids. Cause I know they like the like spiderweb
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
now.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like all ropes.
And those
Uh-huh.
things are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. I can imagine
Oh my
what kind
Lord.
of, you know,
I couldn't
rope,
believe
whatever
it.
they use to hold all
Is
these.
this a-
Oh,
is
and
this
so
a
then
rope?
that's the other side of this.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it should be the
Backside.
front and the backside,
Yeah.
and then that's not like where everything would go. I think he just kind of
Right.
threw it on
Right,
there
yep, yep.
quickly so you could see the different pieces. But
Mm-hmm.
I think the swings will go on that far side. I think that's one thing that we wouldn't move. But then I think I
Yeah, I
would put
think
that
that-
little playhouse on the opposite side of the big structure, and have the climbing thing over here. Like do that and the spinny
Over
thing
here.
over there, the other way.
And keep the swings where they are right now, along near the, because the pavilion is going to go
So
right next to
that's-
that, pretty much.
That's actually the other side.
Oh, that's where this.
Yeah, I know the picture, you can't see the whole footprint, but that is the, like where the,
Okay, so
swings
this
are
is where
now,
the swings
little
are.
swings are.
This is the soccer fields and
Correct.
where the pavilion's going to be is right here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. I'm seeing. All right, I gotcha.
So like where that spinny thing is where like the spider is now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that's nice.
I mean, I just thought it had,
It seems to have everything you need. Enough of a variety.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can pull up the other one that we had. The other one had like a taller slide and like different things that I didn't feel was
Yeah.
necessary. But I also felt if we went with this less expensive structure, like the main structure, we could have more smaller things
Mhm.
around the playground.
Yep. Yep.
But I also think
Which is neat.
if we went with this one,
Yeah, it's like a little rock.
the price
Yeah.
difference from the other one is like $30,000.
Wow.
So that would increase our available money to make it more ADA accessible and
Mhm.
have more of the rubber flooring, which I think is
'Cause-
awesome.
And I know you've talked about that. Hopefully later on there could be like a splash pad or something like
Something, I mean, just incorporating,
that. Right.
being able to go, and if we had extra money, we could have another path that goes like towards the pavilion instead of only
Yes.
entering from like the entrance that
Yeah.
we have now.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. If it'd be nice if it kind of flowed into it, because then you could be a parent could be sitting in the pavilion and still be able to like see what's going
Yeah,
on.
I had a couple people reach out to me too about like fencing, that kind of stuff, but
Yeah, are they
it's so
gonna?
expensive.
Yeah,
We know
I
how
know,
much the
it is-
garden fence
it
costs.
is very
I'm
nice.
not quite sure
It
we
is
can add
nice
that.
to have a fence though.
So what's the total for this
So
project?
this price that he gave me, when we talked about it before, I mean, this would be up to the town, but I know when I talked to Kristen, we discussed potentially having, like highway or somebody from town remove the equipment. I spoke to Vaughn and Anne Marie about disposing of the equipment, and they are all for it, happy to help. So that would be like a $5,000 savings. And then, he said the price of this still had the original amount of rubber, but he thought we would need less because of the smaller, main structure. So he thought for sure we'd be at like our 180. Right now it says 190, but it's not fully accurate. He literally did this in like 2 hours, so.
And what does it look like the timeline is that it would be in and done?
So he said we could, I think the promotion for that piece of equipment goes until like June. So it would need to be, I don't know if it needs to be ordered or what, I don't know how that works. So one of the issues we have is that obviously this has to go out to bid, but there's, like, they're part of the bid list, like the state bid list. So I have to have him get in contact with Kristen because they speak like a different language when it comes to that stuff. Kristen's explained it to me, but then he says, I understand what she's saying, but we could do it this way. So they need to communicate because I can't be the middle person. It's like, I have no friggin' idea what I'm talking about. So, but he said he can write up the specs, we can make it as specific as we want, like it has to be very similar to this structure, because he said there are ways where you could have to do it this way and you're gonna get Joe Schmo playgrounds that's like, oh sure, I can get that for you, and you're gonna get crap. So we wanna make sure we get good quality, even if we don't end up going with this company, but I mean, he's been wonderful, so if we somehow could make it work, it'd be awesome, but I get there's a process, so I told him that I would connect him with Kristen and put myself in the email, so I know what they're talking about, but they can just communicate because I,
Right, yeah, just copy me on it. I don't
yeah, and
need
maybe
to
he has some
interject.
insight that she doesn't know when it comes to this. I don't know, so we'll figure that out. But this
And-
is a better price. I think the other one we had, we ended up being at like 205, which is $25,000 over, and I didn't want to eliminate half of the structure
Right.
and be like, this is not.
Mm.
Like the last thing I want is for people to be like, oh, this is what they put in the playground.
Mhm,
Like I
mhm.
want people to be like, ooh, that's great, or
Mhm.
that's a nice addition, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be, why did they take the other playground down? You know,
Mhm.
And what's your goal for having it up and in and ready?
I mean, I would love
Fall?
to have it in by the fall.
Okay.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can align the projects that are happening, it'd be great. The company we had for the pavilion, apparently they are like not on the bid list or something, so we have to evaluate the structure and make sure it's a comparable structure that we would get from a different company. That also has to go out to bid. We talked about kind of breaking the project apart, so maybe it all wouldn't have to go out to bid,
Mhm.
but I feel like if you piecemeal it, it's like the timing's not gonna be right, it's just gonna be.
And why not have, you know,
I
instead
feel
of
like we
having.
might have to anyways, cause I feel like you're gonna need the concrete pad. And someone that does a concrete pad isn't necessarily gonna be the vendor that has this structure that we want, so, we just need to figure that out. So, I'm sure Kristen won't be able to do anything for months with all the budget crap, but I can keep getting the information and passing it along, and hopefully we'll get somewhere.
Mhm.
I mean, potentially the whole town field could be demolished this summer and just be completely redone by the
Yeah,
fall.
yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
That would be my goal.
right. Because it's like if instead of having all these different times of construction, you can't go here, you can't, it's like if you just had it all at once.
Yeah, and I told
it'd
the
be very
soccer
nice.
guys, I said, listen, just avoid this 80-foot strip of land. Don't put anything over
Right.
here. You don't need it. Even if there's a square that's not amazingly irrigated, like, just don't go near from here to the playground. Don't put any irrigation boxes. Don't do anything, because the pavilion will go here somewhere in this strip of land.
Mhm.
And they seem fine with that.
Yeah.
So that's good. New business stuff. Oh, I wanted to talk. Well, I'll let you talk, Meg, about your programs that are happening.
So yeah, I've got yoga, is starting this Sunday. There was supposed to be a kids yoga that was going, this Tuesday, but I had, I think, one person sign up for it, so we were just, it was just
It's too close.
It was too close,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. So, she talked about maybe doing it coming up this Tuesday, but I think I'm gonna just tell her, let's just keep it to the 25th, because it's at least giving people some notice.
Yeah, we
and
can
then I can
always
talk about it
change the
more.
other date too. Like if she had another.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
another available, yep, another Tuesday. I put little flyers for it at Arthur's preschool. I put it in all their bags and
Love
stuff
it.
like that.
Love it.
And then told, Miss Andrea.
Yeah.
And I put it on Facebook, and then I put some flyers up at the library and 19 Carter and the post office.
Perfect.
And yeah, they have the little QR code on there, so
Did
they
you
can
put it at
hopefully
the
sign
store?
up. Yep, in the general store,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, 'cause
The,
he's
the
great
owner,
about the
yeah,
flyers,
he wasn't
loves
there,
it.
but his wife took it and was like, I just want him to put it up because he knows
Yeah, he likes
where to
put
put
it.
it, and yeah, what's old and what he can
will.
put back
I
up.
always try to hang him up, and he's
So
like,
is it-
"Oh, let's put it over here."
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, okay.
And then I've been doing the free play thing since January, and that's been going good. I
Yeah,
had
that's awesome.
at least 2 people would come that would be like my smallest group
Yeah,
some
that's
of the
great.
weeks. But yeah, it's nice. Just like some people I see every week, some it's like here and there, but I think
Mhm.
it's good, just to know it's there and they can at least have something to do or whatever. And it's funny if I see some people, like I've told people about it at Artie's preschool, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't make." And I'm like, "You don't have to. No,
It's
nope. This is
fine."
the thing.
Yeah.
I don't apologize to me. It's a
Yeah.
mom thing. Like
Yeah.
you show up if you can. Like
Yeah.
it's just 2 hours to kill, whatever, letting the kids run around and stuff, which is pretty much what they do. Like
Mhm.
I bring one little wagon full of stuff from my house, and then it's like sometimes it gets played with, sometimes they're just running in circles. It's like,
Yeah.
Just bring some cars, dinosaurs, a couple
perfect.
balls, and there we
Yeah.
go. It's
Awesome.
So it's been good. And then just meeting people too and talking to them and telling them what's going
happening?
on and what we're trying to do. And there's some Berlin people, but then there's other people from outside towns too so it's nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, one of them, her husband is a cop. He does like the night shift, and they live right in Clinton, so she comes there with her daughter. Her daughter's like
good.
4 months. Then there's a couple
Oh,
people that
little.
live. Yeah, there's
Wow.
like more smaller kids.
Their moms are
But it's
probably
good.
desperate
Yeah,
for
well,
interaction.
exactly. Like a bunch of them have said, like, no, I'm coming here like for me, so I
Yeah.
can meet
I'll bring my
people and
coffee.
talk, which is
Yeah.
great. I mean, that's definitely, when you have especially when you have a kid in the wintertime, it's just so
Ugh,
like
I know. It's
secluded.
brutal.
And it will now that everything's getting nicer, probably by I'd
We
say
can
like
meet at, like, the park?
mid-April or something. Yeah, we'll just start meeting at the park or.
That's
And they
awesome.
did that. There's a group that I'm on. It's like Mamas of Berlin Boylston, and they would do that periodically, anyways. It'd be like someone say, "Oh, we're all going to meet at South Common, or we're all going to meet at this one or this one."
That's awesome.
But now I can just kind of maybe just make it every Friday. I'll be at the playground or whatever,
Yeah,
a certain
yeah.
playground or something. So that's good. And then
The coffee stuff came in too.
oh,
So I
okay,
don't know
nice.
if you want to incorporate that.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
more
because
for you.
yeah. So it was funny. I brought in like Dunkin' Donuts coffee the first like 2 Fridays that I did it, and nobody drank it. So I was like, oh, all right, well, 10 a.m. I'm like, let's see, all these moms have probably been up since
They've already had
so
coffee.
they've already had like all their coffee.
yeah.
But I think it's definitely still a good thing to have for
All our outdoor stuff.
yeah, and
Definitely.
like the movie
Movie
nights,
night.
like all those things, and even like in the fall you make hot cocoa, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I think Julie still wants to do I called it like a boot camp open house,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
like something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Elena talked to her about if she could maybe organize some kind of like a beginner's class, because she thought the word boot camp might seem like too intimidating.
Yeah.
But I think the open house could kind of serve as that too, because I mean maybe she could do the open house and then say after the open house I'm going to hold some beginner classes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she she definitely wants to keep getting more
I do feel like
the
she
word out.
has
Yeah.
ramped up the workouts, which I think is great.
Mhm.
But I also think it's like because it's the same group. I feel
Right,
like
right.
she's
If it was
safe
someone
to do
coming in
that.
for the first time,
But then I
yeah.
feel like a couple of new people have shown up and they're like, good lord.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do this. Like
Yeah.
in the 8:30 class specifically, like
Oh,
some of
okay.
those women have brought friends, and it's been like, oh boy,
Yeah,
like,
oh, wow.
hello,
Yeah,
welcome
yeah.
to boot camp. You know,
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's just like it's hard to get that. Be able to say to people like you want to push yourself, but you
Modify,
also right, but
yeah.
you don't, or it's like, or you don't have to push yourself.
yeah,
you can just
do whatever you want.
do your own thing.
Yeah,
Like
certain
nobody's,
people do. Yeah, some of them
but,
don't.
which is fine. But it's just it's funny but I think it's also just the peer pressure. Like everybody,
totally,
if you see
totally.
somebody else, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I could probably, which is good,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
guess for the first time it might be like it could be intimidating
Yes.
for sure.
For sure.
So yeah, maybe she can do something like that. She talked about doing maybe classes for elderly people, but I think she was saying maybe like 19 Carter might be better suited for that, just
should
because
talk
the
to Melissa about
accessibility
that.
about it.
For what?
Like, like an elderly, any type of fitness class, like something like that.
Yeah, talk to
Yeah,
Selwyn.
well, so when I went to 19 Carter, I met Rhonda, I think, or one woman there that does a lot of whatever. She does a lot of like the events and stuff. I can just look up her
It
email
wasn't
right now.
Kate, was it?
No, it wasn't Kate. I'm pretty sure her name started with an R. But so I met with her, and the yoga lady that I hired, that I'm working with now, also said that she could do chair yoga as well.
Oh,
So
yeah,
she said I can
that's
do
nice.
that, but which we could do at the 1870 building, but it's not the best for the stairs and
Accessible.
everything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they have the elevator, but it's still there's like no parking up near it, all that. So
yeah.
Check with Melissa, you just might be able to use the room right below us.
Oh,
yeah, that's true. Oh, in here, yeah.
Okay.
Because so at 19 Carter, they were also like, oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, they
that'd
would
be
love
great
that.
to do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So let me see if I can just find her name.
The nice thing with that too is that Evie has so many contacts, because they take like everybody's email when they go in.
Yeah,
So it,
yeah,
they can
yeah.
blast out.
Rona is her name.
Oh, I don't think I know her.
Yep, she does like some of the senior stuff, and then I guess the new senior, I don't know what her, I can't remember
Melissa,
what her like
Council on
title
Aging.
is. Yeah, she has like an office space there or something, or office hours at 19 Carter.
Oh,
So
that's
they
nice.
were like, oh, you can come in here and talk to her too about chair yoga or whatever. And I mean, I'll
She's
actually
here too.
probably mention that to Julie about doing an elderly,
Yeah. Okay.
fitness class too.
Cool.
But yeah, it's good. I'm confident about the yoga. I think right now there are, I believe, 10 people signed up.
Yeah, people love yoga. The thing is it's not as consistent as like the boot camp that we have. So I wonder if, if she would be interested in like keeping it going.
Yeah,
So
I
people
think
are
she
like,
would.
hey, it's definitely every Sunday
Right,
from 6
right.
to 7.
Yeah,
for,
no, I think she
except for
would be.
these
I mean,
Sundays.
she was definitely, she was excited about it. She lives right in Boylston, like.
Yeah, that's great.
What
so
time
yeah,
is it
let
on
me see.
Sundays?
6 to 7.
6 to 7.
That's what we have right now. And there was one, so yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's 12 people signed up right now, and 2, 4, 6, 7 of those people want to pay for the 4 full weeks.
Nice.
So they had the option of
That's
signing
great.
up like just drop-ins, or they can pay whatever. I think
Awesome.
it was $55 for the full 4 weeks.
Did we put on the thing like bring a mat, or are we just
Yeah,
using the mats?
I did. I said, we have a limited number of mats and blocks that we can use, but preferably bring your
Julie's
own mat.
fine
And
with us
yeah,
using
I
that.
asked her.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
And then they have all those yoga blocks that Julie's like, nobody even uses these. They're
Oh
just in
yeah,
here.
yeah.
So
I
she's
forgot
like,
those were
but I think,
Nobody wants to use those mats.
yeah, I think the.
Oh well, Lysol.
We do,
Bring
but
your Lysol.
I think the etiquette is like you
You
bring
should
your
bring
own
your own.
I think people
stuff.
do, yeah,
but
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like, who knows if somebody was just like, oh, I'll just drop in. It's like, I guess at least they would know they could have the
a
option.
mat. Yeah.
Because I wrote that even with the kids one too, and she was like, for the kids they can bring like a blanket. They don't have to bring
Doesn't
like
have
a
to be a
mat. They're just
Yeah.
and she does good with she does it at Arthur's preschool, so it's like
Yeah.
she does all this movement and she does a whole story with it, and it
Oh,
was
that's
like the
adorable.
season and make a rainbow with your body and like she's
Oh
so
my God,
it's
they
so
must
good.
love it.
Yeah, they had it. What's today? Yeah, they had it yesterday at school, and they went in and said like, Miss Jen's coming for yoga, and Arthur's like, yes. But yeah,
So
it's
cute.
good. And I put her in touch with this woman Sima from Link to maybe do like yoga classes
enrichment.
for enrichment,
Yeah.
because I'm like, what? And it's just good for any of those kids to just get introduced to
yeah.
it, like in that little, in that small way. It's good.
That's a good option.
So yeah, the kids classes she limits to 15 kids, but then the
Oh, that's
adult
a lot
one,
of kids.
she doesn't have a cap on that one. So
How many
there
can we fit
was-
in there?
yeah, well, there was
That's the
one.
problem.
So when Sandra gave me the dates, there was one Sunday. I think it's like the 30th, and there's somebody else also using the big space upstairs. So she's like, you can go down to the other room and do the yoga, but it's only so big. So my thought was, I'm gonna see how the showing is for this first week, and if it got to be where there wasn't going to be enough space for everybody, then I would say, okay, everybody that's paid your 4 weeks, you are guaranteed that you're going to be coming that day to do yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And then we only have X amount of drop-in spots, because it
Gotcha.
has to be,
Yeah.
because
So we could
they
fit.
were using I think she said they were using it till like 7 or something like that. So she's like,
Oh, maybe a
it was
party
like
or
4 to
something.
7. Yeah, it must
But
have
you
been
could
some
probably
kind of
fit
party.
upstairs 30. Because yoga, you're only on your
Right,
mat. Like,
right.
you
Yeah,
really
you could
don't
be
come
like
off
three
it.
Yeah,
rows,
right,
three
right.
rows of people.
Yeah.
So, but then if we brought that to the room downstairs,
No, that would have
that
to be
would be
smaller. Yeah.
limited, yeah. But
Yeah,
like right now, like I said, there's 7 people that are like, I'm gonna pay for the 4 weeks. So it's like, okay, we could fit
Yeah.
maybe in that downstairs. You could maybe fit 15.
Yeah, I think if you staggered,
Yeah.
like,
So then I
Yeah.
could say, okay, half of them, like you're gonna be here, like you've paid your full 4 weeks.
Mhm.
But then for that, just so happens that 1 week we only have X amount of spots.
yeah, that's a good idea.
And I'll just have to keep it, look at it and
As long as you stay in
eliminate
communication
it
with
or
them.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody leaves their email addresses and stuff too, so you can say, oh,
Perfect.
sorry, there's. But yeah, so I'm glad. I hope it keeps going. And Jen said too, she's like, once it gets nice, I'd love to move it outside.
Yeah,
Oh,
So we do
yeah.
outdoor yoga.
that would be
People
fun.
would love that.
I mean, obviously the fields and everything might be being worked on, but that conservation area that's right on the corner of like Pleasant.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's
Oh,
always
yeah.
like
As long as it's
beautiful,
mowed.
and
As long as
yeah,
it's mowed,
if
you're
it's
good.
mowed, it's like that would be such a nice spot, I think, to do yoga.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I said to her,
That's
yep,
where they do the hands-on nature stuff down there.
oh, nice. Yeah, so outdoor yoga, I think, will be
Yeah, that'd be a hit.
the
I bet.
next thing. And then we should maybe think of, or I guess, I was gonna say the movie nights too in the,
I know, I keep forgetting about that.
but, we'll have to see how the renovation stuff is for the fields.
I
'cause then
still
we'll
think
have
we
to
should do
see.
one like in April.
Yeah, in the 1870, yeah, I think we should do.
Yeah, so like,
And I can ask her if the dates that she gave me last time are still available, which were a couple, I think it was like the Friday before vacation.
that might be a hard one because.
Yeah, she had, when I talked to her last, she had April 18th and the 19th, so it was the Friday and the Saturday before vacation.
Yeah,
And yeah,
That
and
might
then
be tough.
that's way too much, cause then the
that's the
Derby's gonna,
Derby
the
and
next
the Easter
day,
egg hunt.
and then the Easter, yeah, that's too much. So, well, maybe beginning of May. I can ask her
Or we could try and do it outside.
by then, yeah.
I know my husband really loves to set that up. All right, so, okay. I guess events coming up. We have soccer starting, baseball starting, fishing derby, 4/19, Easter egg hunt. I think it's a good idea to do it the same day. We did it 2 years ago on the same day, and we had a great turnout because everybody just kind of rolled from one
Yeah.
thing to the next.
Yeah.
This is a fishing derby flyer that I made for the Lions Club. I literally just changed the date from last year.
That's cute.
Same with the egg hunt. And then I feel like with the derby, it goes 7 to 11. They
Mhm.
usually take a half hour for prizes and all that jazz. And then people could scoot over to do the egg hunt.
Now, I haven't gone to one yet, so do you rope off
You
like a
haven't?
spot? No,
What?
we're always like
Good Lord.
traveling or some other, or it's nap time or
So
something
normally we
like
do it by the gazebo. So people will park. We'll do the little kids. We normally do, I think it's like 6 and under or 5 and under, like in the playground.
Yeah,
So we put a
that's what
million
I was gonna
eggs
ask.
in
Do
the
you
playground.
do you like segregate like little kids
Yes,
and then yeah.
like the field in the like the baseball field and the soccer field, they just
Just
put like a
covered,
million
yeah.
eggs for the big kids. It literally lasts 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So much preparation
Yeah,
for
yeah.
5 minutes.
Yep.
But
it's a blast.
in the past, we have the bunny arrive on the fire truck, so that's like
Oh, yeah.
exciting. So that's why I put it like a specific time.
Mm-hmm.
12 to 12:10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
literally, it's
Right.
so frustrating. Actually.
Oh my gosh.
But we'll have, usually in communication with the fire department, they'll bring the bunny down,
Mhm.
and then, I mean, I would say it starts at 12:05,
Mhm.
12:10 at the latest.
Mhm.
The hard thing is that everybody thinks, oh, it starts at 12. We're going to be there at 11:45, and they're all
Mhm.
standing around waiting. And I'm like, no, the bunny's coming. Like, so
Right.
I don't know if this year I should have him come, 5 minutes before instead of right at noon, and then we actually started on time. I don't know. We'll just
Or
have to
you
play
could
it by
you
ear.
could maybe just put in here, like Easter Bunny will arrive at this time. Egg hunt to follow,
Oh, that's a good idea.
because then it's like
So the bunny comes first?
so then
Yeah, so then just put the bunny at 12. And then your Easter egg hunt at 12:05, 12:10? How long
I'll just
how
put
long are they with the
arrival
bunny?
at noon,
Yeah.
and then
yeah, egg hunt to
egg
follow.
hunt to follow.
Because then
And then
once
people won't be
everybody's
like, is it
Mhm.
starting? Is
Right,
it starting?
yeah,
Is it
right.
starting?
You said it was gonna start at 12.
And did the bunny just go by, or do they interact with the bunny?
No, he'll get out of the fire truck
Okay.
and kind of hop around, do pictures. I have some posters that I try to hang on the gazebo, kind of
Mhm.
like as a photo op for
Mhm.
people. It worked out last year. The year before it was windy, it didn't work out. But yeah, it's pretty minimal. And then he'll hop around in the fields with them, and the kids
Okay.
follow him around.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's been a kid the past couple years, which I think is better because I feel like if it's the big bunny, like the kids are petrified.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
wanna go
if it's a
near it.
giant,
Yeah, that's true.
adult size, yeah.
Plus, who has that kind of energy to be jumping around?
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
I know,
yeah, right,
right, yeah.
right.
So it's been pretty good.
Mhm.
And then the fire truck just takes them back to
Back.
the fire station.
Nice.
So that's pretty, I mean, we could try and add some other stuff to the icon. I think last year I did like a table of crafts, just to kind of, because I knew the year before that everybody showed up early and they're all just
Mhm.
standing there like twiddling their thumbs. So
Mhm.
I had a couple crafts for them. I mean, we can do something like that, but I feel like at that point the kids are going to be,
Yeah, well, and if they
Like-
just had the fishing
Yeah.
derby, it's like you said, they're gonna just, everybody's just gonna make their way over to,
yeah, on the plus side, I confirmed with Jill Johnson, there is no soccer that day. So that's awesome.
yeah,
There is
yeah.
soccer the following weekend, but no soccer that
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, no, that's a good
So that'll
thing,
be good,
because
because I was
then-
nervous of
Right.
game conflict and not having the field to put the eggs and,
Yeah.
so we're good with that.
You
Is-
want Smiley to come down?
Oh,
Smiley
yeah, that'd be cool.
What's the date?
You should have him come to the Derby too.
Yeah.
How long will he stay? The 19th, April 19th.
April 19th. I'll
Yeah.
reach out to
It's the
Eric.
beginning of April vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a fun bonus. I mean, normally Clinton Savings goes down there too with Scratch, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We could have a fight.
We
And
can
a
have
mascot
Yeah.
fight.
Showdown.
Throw the bunny in there.
There you go.
Smiley has a bat, so you.
That's true.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll reach out to Eric and see what Smiley's up to.
Okay,
Do
cool.
they do the snack? Is the snack shack open during this?
It should be.
Because that can bridge your 11 to 12. Just, everyone just gets snacks. And
Well, so at the fishing derby they have. Well, did they do hot dogs last year? I feel like it depends.
oh, they
I think
did
it
food.
depends.
If they have someone. I feel like they did. Normally at the fishing derby they always have like coffee, hot chocolate, donuts, muffins,
Oh, okay.
and
so
hot
there's already
dogs.
food. Mhm.
A few years ago they've done burgers, but you really need to have like someone
Mhm.
manning that stuff.
Mm.
But they normally do have some stuff available because it's a long time to be sitting at the pond
Yeah,
with
yeah.
no food. Or that's something like we could
Right,
think about
yeah,
and have an option, either at the derby, in between, or at the snack shack. We could offer
You have your
pizza
your
or
your
popcorn, some snacks.
Mhm.
But if they're going to open it for like the soccer season, it should be stocked by
Mhm.
then because
Yeah.
the games start on the 12th.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'm going to write that down. Good call. Okay. Alrighty.
So then what time do you usually, or I guess, I mean, the fishing derby will be going on and then you'll be putting out eggs?
Yeah, normally I have like all the Lee children help me. I don't know if they'll do it
Yeah.
this year, but normally they love to do it and they just take bags and just.
Right.
Scatter,
just
like-
throw, yeah, yeah.
It's amazing how
How-
quickly, last year I think I did 1,100 eggs
Wow.
and it was picked up in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, yep,
A
yeah.
lot of people come to this though,
That's
and I think
crazy.
having it at the Derby, it's going to be.
Yes.
Well, I'm a little nervous because it's the day before Easter this year, so
Mhm.
people may be away. But I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many events, and if we blast this out now and people know it's,
Yes,
right
no,
on
it's
top,
coming.
it'll be
yeah,
good.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
And it's still early and, yeah.
it's just the middle of March, so I think we're on track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna write down movie night too because I need to think about that. Okay, and we can always use the gym too, because now
Mhm.
basketball's done. If we need
You
it.
just run the risk of them all starting to run around crazy
Oh yeah,
in the gym.
I know, that's just guaranteed.
Yeah.
But John's pretty open to us using it if it's not being used. Okay. So summer camp things, I just wanted to touch on these briefly, just so you guys have an idea of some stuff so I have locked in the BC soccer camp
Nice.
again. That's gonna be July 14th through the 18th. Once again, I just updated the flyer with the dates.
Mm-hmm.
that program is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
It's so good.
I
And
have a couple people were asking me about, do you know anything about that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't yet.
so now that I have the actual registration page and that stuff, I'm gonna share this with Neshoba Valley Soccer like I did last year, so he can send it out like with the, hey, it's soccer season email, and everybody will know through that too.
Mm-hmm.
I already feel like I'm probably gonna miss so many Berlin kids because I know parents were already locking in summer camps like
Yeah.
a month ago, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I think, yeah, it's
This
still
is as early as we
enough.
can make it work. So that will be happening. Julie wants to do some type of recreational basketball clinic. I don't know if it's for older kids. She talked about younger and older, kind of doing like a once a week for 6 weeks,
Mhm.
8 weeks. I don't know. I think she wants to utilize the outside courts and the gym.
Yeah.
And
And
then
the shooting machine.
yeah, the
that
shooting
she's got,
machine.
yeah.
That thing is awesome. It's so hard though for the little kids. That's like Kaylee can
Yeah, well, I
barely
was
get it
thinking to
over.
myself, I'm like, I'd volunteer to like go be at the gym to if other people,
Yeah.
if then like Abe could use it or something. But like you said, if it's
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way he's
Huge.
throwing it up there. Okay, and then I actually talked to a lady today who had emailed me like a month ago. It's a science program, a STEM program, and they offer all kinds of different things. They offer like a week-long camp, 3 hours each day. They offer like a 4-week session where they'll come an hour and a half for 4 weeks. They have all these different options, and it's actually pretty reasonable. She said the price for the week session is $250, which I think is great
That is.
for 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And 5 days. So she was going to send me some other pricing and some more information, but it seems awesome. Like she was showing me all these videos of examples, and they're actual like scientists that participate.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty neat. She was saying the last one they did, I guess one of the guys helped design one of the rovers that like went to Mars or I don't know,
nice.
somewhere.
Nice.
So they do like that type of engineering stuff with the older kids, and then they like let them design their own model and stuff like that, which I think would be really cool. I'm just trying to think of ways to replace the rec summer camp
Right.
that I'm not quite sure I'll be able to manage
Right.
this year, but I think that would be nice. And if we had like this type of option for 3 hours in the morning and then some other option in the afternoon, or she said she could do like target K through 2 in the morning and then do like 3 through 5 in the afternoon if they didn't want to mix it all, because I know
Mhm.
like kindergartners can't necessarily do what
Yeah.
5th graders want to do.
Right. Right.
So that might be a nice option,
Yeah.
but I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna learn more about that and see if potentially we could lock a week in and,
I think the Discovery Museum in Acton too does like things like that. Like
Oh, really?
Camps. I know for Link
they'll come.
they came. I think it was last year. Remember they had that big whale. It was like an inflatable whale.
Oh,
thing
that
they
was
brought
different.
to
I
the
don't think
gym.
that was Discovery.
Oh,
That was,
okay.
I think Lawrence set that up. I can't remember what it was through, but yeah.
Oh, some kind of like animal. Oh,
And that was
okay,
very
okay.
expensive, actually. So I heard, yeah. And I
Kyle.
thought she was gonna
How's
tell me like
Kyle?
$500 because I was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those people that just is reaching out
Yeah,
to
yeah.
every recreation department in the
Right,
state.
right. No, that's very.
But
good
it's very
for-
reasonable
yeah.
for, and I had thought about, I went to a birthday party and there was this awesome lady, I think it was like Cosmic Kelly or something is her name, and she does birthday parties, but she also does like camps and stuff like that, and I guess she's a teacher, so she can't do stuff during like the school, because I was like, oh, this would be great for after school,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But she was super reasonable too. Like I was thinking of incorporating that for like summer camp if we did it again, like one morning, just like rent her to come for 3
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
But I think that would be cool too, even if we had something like that at like 1870
Mhm.
random.
Yeah.
Like they had that
Yeah, that
music
Mr.
guy,
Vic
right?
guy. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, I did talk to his wife briefly, and she was. I think that they kind of just like it's a do it on the side type of thing for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Because I said, what's his availability for this and this, and she was like, you tell me what day you want.
What do
him
you
to
need?
come." It's his wife is like the go-between. So I was like, okay.
That's
Like,
kind
yeah.
of like.
But it was,
everything's open.
let me see if I can find, because he was also like, for what he did and everything, it was reasonable.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What about Animal Adventures out of Bolton?
Oh,
I've seen them at like birthday parties.
My son loved it when he was little. I still have a picture with him and the alligator. Tape shut, of course. The alligator had my son, but yeah. I mean, they're local. They're at the other end of.
I mean, even if we
Highland?
somehow could do like, obviously it's more ideal for like participants to contribute to the charge, but even if we did like throughout the summer, like every Thursday from 5 to 6 or 6, I don't know, like we had something that, kept
Yeah,
people
some kind of little
interested.
event, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this, he said his fee was $3.25 for local parties. He's in Maynard.
For how long?
Additional 25 for traveling. A half hour from Maynard.
We're in.
All right, so
we're in there.
it would be it would be like $3.75. And so let me see what he said for the amount of time. It's like she gives me the whole rundown of everything
That's a
that
long
he does.
email
It's
right
great.
there.
Yeah. The guests arrive. All right. He says, I like to play from the beginning of the party. So he plans it. So this is if he was coming to your birthday party.
Okay.
45, so 2 hours. 2 hours
Okay.
is his. At the party for about 2 hours, 45 minutes to an hour playing, plus 30 minutes of getting set up and packing up. And yeah, he likes to he'll start setting everything up as everybody's coming in, and then he gets the kids, oh, help me open this, and help me open this, and then, oh, what's in this one? And then all these
Nice.
instruments, he gets
So
they're
cute.
suitcases just filled with the most random
That's awesome.
yeah, it's nice. So yeah, it's
Okay.
2 hours. $3.75. But he does a really great job. He's got a guitar, he's got drums, he has these giant drums that all the kids can just go
Oh, yeah.
crazy on.
Okay.
So yeah, he would definitely be. And the librarian too was very, she was like, let me know if you hear what people want to do, and
Somebody
she's trying to
emailed
do a
me from
ton
the
of
library.
stuff.
I gotta email them back.
She
I
sent me the
highlighted it, I
gave
haven't.
me a copy of the calendar, and she's doing something every day. She's
Yeah,
got
lots
all
of
kinds
stuff.
of
Yeah.
events, which is awesome.
She plans way further in advance than me.
Yeah. Yeah, I should actually, maybe next time I go in there, I'll get her April calendar from
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Because
smart.
I changed the date of the free play
Oh, thank
thing
you.
because it was the scheduling was off with her. She was doing free play things on Wednesdays, and that's when I was originally gonna do it. And then someone's like, no, the library does it that day, so just switch it to Friday. So I'm like, okay, fine,
I know,
don't care.
I'm beyond, past that, I mean, my kids go to the library, but I'm past the age of
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
the events.
Well, when that one is it's small, and then they don't open until 11, which is kind of even with the Friday free play, it's 10 to 12. About between 11:30 is when everybody starts starting to leave, because it's then it's nap time or lunchtime or whatever.
Yeah.
So when I went in there, she was like, "Oh, are you coming for the story time?" And I was like, "Actually, no, because my son's about to fall asleep,
Right,
so
right.
I gotta bring him home this time." And she's like, "Oh, well, what would be a better time?" And it's 10 to 10:30 would be a better time, but they're not open till 11.
Yeah,
So,
that's hard.
which is she's got other good. She was telling me they're going to have Star Wars reenactors come in May
Oh
for
my God,
before
Killian.
May the 4th and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kayla
yeah.
would love that.
Yeah, she was she's like, oh, you have an older son? We're gonna do this and we're gonna do this, and so I was like, okay, yeah, keep me
Yeah.
posted. But yeah, she's gonna bring in the whole, she's like, they're coming straight from the Death Star. The whole thing. I was like,
I love
this
it.
is great.
I
This
love
is,
it.
I'm gonna
that'll
send
be
my
great.
husband over there.
I know, right? Right?
Right?
It's like, oh my gosh. So, all right. So I'll see if I can get a calendar, her April calendar or something, just to see some things that she has planned. And maybe she has resources too, as far as summer camp things
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do. I feel like in the summer, in the past they don't do a ton of stuff in the summer there.
right. But I think she's trying to really
Yeah. There's
get
competing,
people
like
to come.
Hands on
come
Nature is like right next door for some weeks.
Mhm.
She's at 19 Carter, and then she's at like Pleasant Street there.
Oh,
field
yeah.
You're talking about.
Yep, yep.
I'm trying to think what else. There's normally a science camp. Pendergast normally do the science camp for the scholarship. I don't know.
Yep.
Nobody's ever
Yeah.
around in the summer.
I know,
hate planning
that's
things in
the other,
summer.
right. Yeah, 'cause Julie, we talked about doing like a little, like a kids kind of boot camp, like 2 summers ago, but it was like every time I'd put feelers out like, oh, what is it? It'd be like, oh, we're going on vacation, or
Right.
we're
A
doing
lot of
whatever.
vacations.
So you couldn't ever really get a committed like 10 kids that would guarantee
I wanted to
be
lock her
there.
in for agility
So,
again, like just do that for like a couple weeks, but
Mhm.
now we're like at soccer season, so.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah,
she'd be
yeah.
interested.
yep. I know, it's one thing after the other.
Yeah.
I think she only just finished basketball.
Yeah.
Or
I
is
don't even know
just
if it's over.
finishing
I
this
don't even know
week.
if it's
Yeah,
over yet.
that's true.
All right, well, that's all I had to talk about today, guys.
All right.
Guess we'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
I think I have to roll call. Meg?
Here.
Terry?
Here.
Yeah, okay, all right. We're good at
8:29.
20.